So if you've ever sat through a meeting and then just spent as long trying to piece together your notes afterward, you'll want to see this. So let's go over the Comulytic Note Pro. I'm going to go over all the different features, show you how the recording and transcription works, and talk about who this is for, all to help you make a better informed buying decision. Okay, so what is this? So the Comulytic Note Pro is an AI voice recorder. It records audio and then automatically transcribes everything for you. So it's got a 3mm aluminum body. It comes with 64 gigabytes of storage and uses Wi-Fi and Bluetooth for syncing your recordings to the app. So let's do a quick unboxing here. Okay, so let's do the unboxing of the Note Pro. All right, so of course we have the Note Pro here. Let's go and take it out. Nice. So first off, this thing is really small, as you can see. You can see how thin it is, so you can fit in the palm of my hand. And it's really about the size of a credit card. It's just thinner than expected, actually. It feels really high quality as well. All right, and then we have the case that it goes in, MagSafe case. Nice leather feel to it. Go ahead and put it on the back of my iPhone. There we go, fits really nicely. It's definitely on there. It's not coming off. Then we have the quick start guide. Then we have a little magnet that we could add to our non-MagSafe phone. Just go ahead and peel that off, put it on the back, and then we could easily add the case to our phone. Okay, and then we have a USB-A to USB-C adapter, and then we have our charging cable. So USB-A, it just fits on the back. So we can actually charge it with it in the case, which is nice. Okay, and then to take out the Note Pro, just easy, just put your finger on the bottom right here, then push down, and you can grab it and pull it on out. And of course, we can connect the power cable right here as well. So you got the Note Pro, the case, quick start guide, connector, and your power cable. Okay, so having a little bit closer look at this thing. So the build quality is solid. It's got this aluminum body with Gorilla Glass on the display. So it feels premium, but not fragile at all. And it weighs under an ounce, so you barely notice it in your pocket. So let's go over some of the main features of this, and then we'll go over a demo of me setting this up and using it. Okay, so the big thing here is how simple it is to use. You just press one button and it starts recording, and that's it. So there's no menus to navigate, no modes to select, and you can start recording instantly without, fumbling around through everything. So that's really nice when your meeting starts and you just need to capture everything right away. And what's cool is it automatically detects whether you're on a phone call or in a face-to-face meeting and adjusts accordingly, which is really nice. Okay, another feature that is really nice. So the transcription is where this gets really interesting, and it supports 113 languages. So it captures what people are saying in real time and even industry-specific terminology. So if you're in sales, legal, consulting, or any field with specialized terms, it's actually gonna pick up on those nuances instead of getting confused. And it also handles bilingual conversations really well. So if you're going back and forth between languages, it keeps up without any issues. Okay, another great feature. So after your recording is done, the AI doesn't just transcribe, it generates summaries with action items. So this means a 30-minute meeting gets turned into a really, clear, structured list. So instead of scrolling through a full transcript, trying to find what was decided, the important stuff is already pulled out for you. And honestly, this is one of the better parts. It saves a ton of time, especially if you're, have back-to-back meetings and we're just in meetings all day. Okay, another great feature. So for audio quality, it has a triple mic array with AI noise reduction. This does have a 5-meter range, so it picks up clear audio even in a room with multiple people talking. So background noise stays out of your transcript, so you're not dealing with, a bunch of garbled text. In my experience, even when people are talking over each other, it handles it pretty well. Okay, and then the battery life. So battery life is actually pretty impressive on this. So it's 48 hours of continuous recording, 107 days standby, charges in 90 minutes. So you can go several days on a single charge with normal use. And you don't have to think about charging this thing every night, just keep using it and plug it in whenever you remember. One thing I noticed is that it really does last. So you can go, in my experience, multiple days on a charge without any issues. Okay, and the storage and sync. So you've got 64 gigabytes built into this thing, plus unlimited cloud backup. It also has Wi-Fi sync at 10x Bluetooth speeds, so your recordings are always backed up and accessible from the app. So you don't have to worry about running out of space or losing files. And the Wi-Fi sync is really nice because it's way faster than Bluetooth, and you can even upload while you're still recording, which is really cool. Okay, so let's go over a demo of this thing, setting up and using it so you can get a better idea exactly what this can do. Okay, so we're ready to pair this thing. To turn it on, just hold down the power button for 2 seconds and it'll turn on. We have this nice OLED display, and we can see that it's ready to pair. So now we'll go into the app, the Comulytic app, right? And then we'll just click the connect button, confirm activation. I'll be searching for the device. Okay, and now that it's found, we can go ahead and connect. All right, and we're good to go. So really easy to pair. Okay, nice, so we get this premium access for 90 days as a gift. Okay, so let's just go over the recording here. We'll go ahead and do it on the device. So it's important to note that even though it's on, you'll need to press it once to wake it up. So you can see it's on standby, and we hold down the button for 1 second, and then it'll vibrate, and then it'll start recording. So this is a sales call. We're going to talk about, buying a new car. What are you looking for in a car? Are you looking for a, much smaller car, an SUV, sports car? What type of car are you looking for? What type of interior are you looking for? What's your price range? Let me know all these things. The client potentially wants, he has a bunch of different options that he wants to run through. Okay, so then we can also pause the recording here, wake it up, and then press the button once more, and it's paused. And then to resume the recording, we just press it here, and then it'll resume the recording. And then to end the recording, just hold down the button. It'll vibrate twice, and we'll see it's in standby. So we go back to the app here, okay? And then we can see it's already added really quickly. So it will use Wi-Fi. It'll use Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. We're connected with both. So the app will use whatever is the fastest. So it's really nice. We don't have to switch between that or set up Wi-Fi on this as long as your phone has it. So then we go into the actual recording, and it gives us an abstract. And to get a summary, we need to press to get summary. Then we can go ahead and adjust these settings. So we can adjust the number of speakers here. Just leave it at auto. It does a really good job of distinguishing in between voices. So you just leave it there. If you're having trouble, you can always just set this manually. So we'll leave it on auto. And then the recording language, usually just leave this on auto as well. It's really good at picking up the languages. And you can add highlights as well. So these are just your own personal notes that you want to add to it, whether that be, just anything that you want, the key points really. Okay, and then we have the templates, we have the adaptive summary, the client onboarding. You can also see more as well. So this is just how it sets up the notes. So adaptive summary is usually one of the better ones to use. It just depends on what your use case is. So we have all these different templates for all the different industries and specifically what you're doing. So it just makes the template and just the output of the summary and insights just a lot better. So we go ahead and just do the adaptive one, and that one works really well. Then we do get summary, and it'll take a little bit of time to get the summary. We can navigate away from the screen, but we do have our abstract right here. We can play the recording, and it'll vibrate, and then it'll start recording. So then we can start just fast forward 15 seconds, go backwards 15 seconds. We can do the playback speed as well, up to 2x, which is nice. And then we have this button here. Takes a little bit of time also to show up. As you saw, it was grayed out for a little while. And this is of course, the transcript of everything we said. Very accurate. Just reading through it right now. Yep, this is everything we said. So really nice. And then it gives you the speaker as well. We've set this to me. You can also adjust it. So we have our sample ones. Go back, still generating the summary. So we'll go back here. And while it's generating the summary, we can still see that it's generating in the files. Quick look here. We can go ahead and create a new folder and move different files into there. Just call this test. And then we can see our folder at the bottom here, test. Then we can add files to it. We'll just go back to all files. Okay, so it's still generating. So we can see at the top here, we have the battery life. And then right up here, we can also import audio, which is really cool. Import it from files, photos, or other apps in case we want to just get in our transcription, in our audio, so we can transcribe it and get more insights. And then we have our contacts tab where we can add new contacts. So go into one of the samples and we can get all these insights and conversations that we've had for a specific person. So this is incredibly helpful for organizing your talks with clients. It just makes it so much easier. And you can also add information, just their phone number, email, so you can easily access that. You can add a tag as well. You can create your own tags. And you see we have some notes here that we can see on David. Also, see the profile. There's where we can add all the information for David's profile, even general information such as hobbies. You can mark him as a client, the service type. So we can get really detailed on the specific insights that we get. So that's incredibly handy. And then we have our actions. So our actions, we'll go over that in a second here. Actions are generated from the transcripts that we have. You can add actions at the top. You can have an assignee and date to that. So we can go in one of the sample ones here and we can just go ahead and delete it, or we can mark it as completed. And then we have the me section. So this is just the settings really. So we have the cloud backup on, so it's always being backed up. And we can use mobile data if we want to, and delete recordings from the cloud also. And then we have the my voice setup. Always recommended to do this. That way it understands your voice so it can easily and more reliably detect your voice and slot that into the specific profile that is you. So definitely recommended to set that up. And the setup is really easy. I mean, it just, when you're doing your recording, I've already set this up. When you did your recording, you just set the person as me, and then it sets that specific voice to you. So you can see, go back here, everything is all set. So this is what you get when you do a recording and you do the summary. So you don't not only just get a summary, but you get insights and highlights. So we can see the summary, executive summary, call to qualify a new car purchase, confirm body type, interior, and budget, pain points, buyer weighing small car, SUV, or sports, will share budget options and interior preferences. So that was definitely accurate for what we said in the transcript, in the note recording. And then we have the insights. So this gives more consensus and discussion points. So it generates this whole list, also quote of the moment. So it really organizes all your notes really quickly. And then a follow-up note, confirm the client's use case and lifestyle needs, including commute patterns, family size, cargo needs, and driving environment. So it really digs into exactly what we're talking about and gives you follow-ups and all these just, reminders and collaboration suggestions. And then here's our action list where we can create actions based off of this. So these insights are really helpful. You don't have to go digging through your notes and try and get insights or find specific key moments. They're all in here in the summary and insights. In the highlights, this is what we had been asked earlier, just to add specific key points that we want to. You can just add it to the summary. Personally, I don't use this option. It doesn't seem like it's as useful. Just having the insights and summary and actions are good enough here. Then we have the Ask AI option on each of our transcripts, each of our notes. We can ask it to follow up, and it gives us different prompts that we could add based on the conversation that we had. So that's really helpful. You can create that email, create a script to, use to look at to make another call to that client. So for example, we can click this. What specific car preferences did I explicitly ask the client to share in this call script? So it's adding in the script and saying I can't determine that from what you provided here because I don't have the actual call script on your question. So we can just paste in the actual script, just copy it, and then we can add it into the AI and have it provide us with this information or any other information that we want from the transcript. We can easily just add it here. That way we don't have to go to ChatGPT or Claude. We can just all do that from right here. Okay, and then you can see there's me. Okay, and then the name speakers. So this is where, again, you set it to me. That way it knows it's you, and this automatically sets the my voice setup here. So that's how you set it. You just set the name speakers to me, and then it knows that it's you. Okay, and then what else can we do with this? So we can share a link to this, which is really nice, and we can include all the things here that are on a specific recording. And we could also copy the content and export individual sections. Here's the audio, the insights, summary, transcript, whichever one. We can also rename this entire file, edit the content, move to a different folder, or even regenerate if it messed up. Although I found that it's very reliable, the summary, the insights, the abstract, what it's giving you. So I haven't had to use that at all. Okay, then going back here. Okay, then we can easily edit the front page here, just swipe left, and then we can go ahead and move, delete whichever ones we want to. Really easily, just like that. Go ahead and click and we can just see it's connected. This is where we can also update the firmware. So as soon as you get your device, you'll need to update the firmware. You can do that here. You'll get the version 1.0.0. You want to upgrade, and you need to have the device charging in order to update the firmware. And here's where we can also see the battery life, the storage. We can keep the screen on the actual device, the recording segments are 3 hours, factory reset, disconnect or unbind if we would like to. So really comprehensive and just so easy to use. So now let's do a little test here. So you might be wondering, well, is this gonna pick up the other person on a recording when I'm talking to them on my phone? So let's go ahead and call in to a number where an automated voice is going to be playing. So we'll put this into the pouch, go ahead and put it on the back here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and turn this on, press the button once, it's on standby, then go ahead and hold it down for 1 second. Okay, so let's make the phone call here. And we don't have the speaker on. Okay, go ahead and stop the recording now, turn it on, and go ahead and check our app. Okay, go ahead and check the app. It's our last phone call. Get the summary, wait for the transcription to show up as well on the bottom here. Okay, so we have the transcript. Go ahead and pull that up. All right, so here we can see that it segmented the speakers correctly. So it got me. Okay, so let's make a phone call and we don't have the speaker on. And that's exactly what I called the U.S. Naval Observatory Master Clock at the tone, Eastern Standard Time, 18 hours, 44 minutes, 45 seconds. And it correctly categorized the speaker. We can see that it did get a little confused with speaker 2 and 3, but we can easily adjust that. Speaker 2, we got a name, naval. Okay, then we can adjust that as well. Naval also. So there we go. So you can see it picked up the recording perfectly. No issues at all. I mean, you probably couldn't hear it through my microphone, but this AI recorder picked it up, so it can easily get the recordings from talking through a phone. You don't have to have the speaker on, so that's really nice. So as we can see, there really wasn't that much data to give here. It was just giving us the time, so really not much to generate. And we can play it back also. Okay, so let's make the phone call here. 18 hours, 44 minutes, 45 seconds. Universal time, 23 hours, 44 minutes, 50 seconds. Okay, so you could hear it there. Really good microphone, picks up a lot. Okay, so the pros of this thing. The one-touch recording is really useful. There's no fumbling around with settings. You know, the transcription is accurate, as you saw, and is, you know, even with multiple speakers. And the AI summaries save a ton of time after meetings. As you saw, the insights are really detailed. And the free plan includes unlimited transcription, which is nice since most competitors charge for that. And the build quality of this feels really solid and premium, and the MagSafe attachment is really convenient. That way you can easily just have it on your phone and not have to worry about holding it on. Also, the battery life is great. You know, it lasts several days on a charge. It's just really convenient to use this thing. Very portable, and it's just, you hardly know it's there. Okay, so one thing that could be improved, so the more advanced features, you know, as you saw, there was this Pro option on some of them. You know, the deeper AI analysis, it does require that premium subscription. As you saw, we did get a 90-day free trial for it, but if you want more of the premium features, then you will need a subscription. Also, overall, the AI summaries, when it's generating the insights, it just took a little bit longer than expected. You know, it really wasn't that much of an issue. It's not like it took like 5 minutes or anything like that. We just had to wait a little bit. So it'd be nice if it was just sped up just a little bit more. Okay, so who is this for? So if you're someone who's constantly in meetings, you know, whether that's client calls, team meetings, consultations, and you're just tired of splitting your attention between listening and taking notes, this handles that really well for you. Also, it's really good for professionals in sales, consulting, legal, you know, recruiting, just anywhere you need accurate records of conversations with all this, you know, the specialized terminology captured correctly, and just remembering really minor details. This thing captures all of that. Also, if you do a bilingual work, the multilingual support is really solid on this. So who should probably pass on this? So if you just need, you know, an occasional voice memo and don't need the AI transcription and summaries, this is probably more than you need. It's probably overkill. And a phone app would work, you know, fine for that. So in my opinion, the Comulytic Note Pro is definitely worth checking out if you're someone who lives in meetings and wants to actually focus on the conversation instead of scrambling to take notes. The unlimited free transcriptions is a really big deal since most competitors lock that behind subscriptions, and the AI summaries are genuinely useful and not just a gimmick here. It's a solid tool for anyone who wants to capture conversations without the hassle.